The right to protest in public places is not absolute, and public places cannot be occupied indefinitely for such protests, the Supreme Court ruled on Wednesday in a case highlighting the trouble faced by general public due to the road blockade at Shaheen Bagh in South Delhi by protesters who were opposing the Citizenship Amendment Act. The three-judge bench headed by Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul ruled dissent and democracy go hand in hand, but protests must be carried out in designated areas. Protesters cannot occupy public places indefinitely, the Supreme Court said this morning in a hugely influential verdict on a batch of petitions against the protest that swept Delhi's Shaheen Bagh against the contentious citizenship law cleared the parliament last year. Dissent and democracy go hand in hand, the top court observed, stressing that protests like this are not acceptable. We have to make it clear, the public places cannot be occupied indefinitely, whether in Shaheen Bagh in Delhi or elsewhere. This sort of protests are not acceptable and authorities should act. They must keep such spaces free from obstruction, the top court said, adding the administration cannot wait for orders from the court to clear the protest site. We appreciate the right to peacefully protest and it can be held at designated places only, the court stressed. A three-judge bench of Justice S.K. Kaul, Aniruddha Bose and Krishna Murari announced the judgment while hearing a clutch of petition to decide if there can be an indefinite period of protest in a common area creates inconvenience for others. The bench had reserved its verdict at the last hearing on September 21st. We have to balance the right to protest and blocking of roads. In a parliamentary democracy, protest can happen in parliament and on roads, but on roads it has to be peaceful, the bench had said at the time. The court had earlier noted that there cannot be a universal policy since circumstances may vary from case to case. Delhi Shaheen Bagh had emerged as the epicenter of anti-CAA protests last year, where the protesters, mostly women and children, sat for more than 3 months. The Shaheen Bagh protest received worldwide attention, and the Time magazine honored 82-year-old Bilkish Dadi, the face of the movement, as one of the 100 most influential people of 2020. Critics have said the contentious citizenship law, which the government says enables citizenship for non-Muslims from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan if they escape religious persecution and enter India before 2015, is anti-Muslim. A massive wave of protest has swept the nation against the CAA before the novel coronavirus pandemic forced a majority of population indoors and the government announced one of the world's strictest lockdown in March. Bureau Report.